So we're going to review those radio logs, and we're actually going to find out what actually caused the officer to stop and come into contact with that suspect. He did call for backup. Other units showed up on scene. That initial officer, I was actually struck in the back of the head and is actually transported to an area hospital. During the process of conducting this crime scene, we're going to figure out what actually struck that officer in the back of the head. So I don't want to get into any guesses or anything along those lines. No other officers were injured besides that one officer. The suspect was shot and killed on scene. He is a male suspect, and we're trying to determine whether or not he was from this area or not. But we just ask that everybody bear with us during this time because, there's a lot of questions floating out there. All the ones, how many times was he shot, who did the shooting, little things like that. But that's just something that we're not going to jump to and answer. We want to make sure that we have concrete information behind that. So we're going to do the ballistics. We're going to process that scene as thoroughly as we can because that suspect's family, the officer's families, they deserve to have a proper analysis of this scene. So until we get all those concrete answers, we don't want to jump to any conclusions.
And is the suspect still here on this scene, and is it true that the officer is now at the St. Bernard Hospital?
That's actually correct. The suspect is still on scene. We're still processing that scene. It's going to take a little bit of time in order to do a thorough job. And that officer that was injured was transported to an area hospital, and I do believe it was the St. Bernard General Hospital.
Okay. And the suspect was struck, the officer was struck twice in the back of the head. Is that accurate?
The officer, I can't say that the officer was struck in the back of the head. Okay. How many times, I will wait till the medical staff actually determines that. That way, another one of those good questions, but we have those concrete answers behind them.
Can you say, were they grappling on the ground? Can you say that at the time, or kind of what the altercation was between the two of them?
That's one of the good questions that y'all do have, but right now it's still the early stages of the investigation. We're in the process of getting statements from everybody, witnesses, officers. So we're going to get all that determination done before we actually release anything as far as what happened actually at that scene. I think we have people en route that can actually take the photographs, they can measure the scene. It's one of those things that we ask the community to bear with us during this investigation because we do have this road shut down. And St. Bernard Highway and St. Bernard Parish, this is a heavily traveled artery. So everybody's being rerouted, detoured to other highways. We just ask that everybody bear with us because we don't know how long it's actually going to take. And it's one of those things that until we get everything done thoroughly, we're not going to reopen this road and release the scene.